Can you do the essence on weapons? Okay, Enfield Guide, how to etch essence. Alright, let's get started. First, what does an essence do? It increases your weapon's passive levels, which are shown over here. A 4-star or higher weapon always has 3 passives: an attribute stat, a secondary stat, and a skill stat. An attribute is any of the main 4 stats: agility, strength, will, and intellect. A secondary stat can be attack, physical damage bonus, healing bonus, and everything else. A skill stat is the weapon's main passive skill, which could be categorized as infliction, combative, flow, suppression, and many more. Now, essences on the other hand also has 3 stats. However, they can have multiple of the same category. For example, over here, this flawless essence has both strength and agility, which are both an attribute stat, and then an attack boost, which is a secondary stat. Now, simply by having matching stats with the weapon, for example over here, we have agility and attack. The essence also have agility +1 and attack +2. By equipping this, it improves the weapon's passive by the plus number it has. The essence can have up to a +6 attribute, +6 secondary stat, and a +3 skill stat. Now a skill can have up to 9 upgrades as well. However, you can only upgrade this to a level 4 since the other 5 levels are locked behind potentials. Alright, now let us farm essences. First, go to a farming location, and then click here on Essence Overview to check which weapons are compatible. I recommend you upgrade your main DPS's weapon first. For me, it's the Grand Vision. And then if you can, try to look for at least 2 weapons that you use that has a similar secondary or skill stat. Doing so can help you farm more efficiently, making the most out of your engraving permits and sanity. In my case, Enmin Sword has a secondary stat of attack and a skill stat infliction. PogChamp Sword has a similar secondary, which is an attack, and Ardalia's weapon has a similar skill stat, which is infliction. They all have 3 different attributes each, which is good because if you go to engraving, we can choose agility for Enmin Sword, will boost for PogChamp Sword, and then intellect boost for Ardalia's weapon. And then, let's say I want to prioritize upgrading Enmin and PogChamp's weapon. Then we'll select attack boost since it is the common stat of the 2 weapons. Now we are at the mercy of RNG on what we will get. Now let's farm. I will time-lapse this just so we can save time. Alright, let us now etch essences. After farming for a bit more, I actually found 3 essences with the stats I need. We can see that some of them have upgrades already, so this means you can keep farming to find much higher starting numbers. But for the sake of this video, I will demonstrate etching with this one. Now you can only etch gold essences and you need extra gold essences to etch it. Simple as that. Now we can see that it is not a guaranteed upgrade, and this scales with the level. A higher level is a less likely to succeed upgrade using the gold essences. Now if you fail, you will get 10 coolants. The coolants can be used to guarantee the upgrade. However, the amount of coolants needed also scales on the level. For this, +1 only needs 30. However, a +2 needs 60. Now, you can choose if you want to keep these coolants or use them. But for now, I will demonstrate how to go broke by etching essences. As we can see, I failed. Now I have 10 coolants. There we go, we succeeded. Another fail. Another success. Another success. As we can see, this will now drain all of my extra essences. Now, one thing you can do is actually spread the upgrade. For now, we can stop at 4 over here and then upgrade this one. But since this is the stat or the skill stat, this will have a much lower success rate by default. There we go, that's one upgrade, and now it's very low. Now we can switch to attack boost. There we go. As you can see, the game is draining all my essences and we are not getting anything. Now, if you ran out of essences, you can use your coolant gels or keep them. But I will keep mine, and for now, that should be all. Remember to spend your resources wisely. But that should be it for the video. Goodbye. If you find that helpful, make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you very much.